In this video, we are going to talk about 7 simple tips to overcome fatigue. If you don't want to feel tired all the time anymore, let me guide you through a perfect day and share some of the best practices that you can easily implement to make you feel more energetic, less drained, and much more present. Hi all, my name is Lea and I myself have been feeling quite tired and exhausted at times in the past whilst working as a management consultant. Having then spent some time assessing and implementing scientifically proven practices to turn that around, I am fitter than ever. So let's get started, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so yet. Tip number 1 to reduce fatigue. Follow a daily routine and stick to it even on the weekends. The benefit of constant sleeping patterns was proven by a number of different studies in the past that associated irregular sleep and wake patterns with poorer academic performance, higher risk of cardiovascular diseases, or metabolic disorders. That means if you do not follow a regular sleep rhythm, you end up sick without a college degree. Well, maybe not that drastic, but this one study found not only a correlation of sleep irregularity and worse academic performance, but also with a delayed sleep-wake timing and a delay in the day-night rhythm. So in other words, it is proven that without having a constant sleep-wake rhythm, your body will get lost and detached from its natural routine. A constant sleep pattern, however, does not mean everybody needs to go to bed at 9 or 10 p.m. Quite the opposite. It does not play a role if you're going to bed at midnight and sleep until 8 a.m. or if you're going to bed at 9 p.m. and wake up at 5 a.m. What matters is consistency, such that you follow that pattern day by day. If you would constantly change the time you go to bed and wake up, your body will lose the connection to your natural rhythm, leading to fatigue and little energy during the day and bad sleep during the night. Number 2, daylight. Now you might think, what the heck is she talking about? I'm getting daylight every day. And why does it even matter? But do you really get enough daylight? While you're thinking about that question for yourself, I tell you why it matters. As I already mentioned, the body follows a natural day and night rhythm, the so-called circadian rhythm. And that is primarily set by daylight and night. Back in the days when there were no smartphones, no smart TV or internet, people went to bed when the sun went down and they woke up when the sun appeared again. Naturally, daylight helps you to wake up, drives physical activity, improves your mood and general well-being. This was also found in several studies, even though the number of participants was quite limited. In addition to that, however, studies found that daylight or sunshine stimulates the production of serotonin, a hormone that helps to regulate mood, digestion, but also the sleep-wake pattern. In particular, you will benefit twofold from high levels of serotonin. First, because it helps you to wake up in the morning, but will also affect how well you will sleep at night. But before exploring this aspect, let's look at some further tips to implement throughout the day to feel less tired. And before I forget, do you still believe that you're getting enough daylight every day? So be honest, how many hours do you spend in a rather gloomy room, maybe with shades down? Well, probably too many. So either go out, ideally right after you wake up, spend some time outside and make your room brighter. In the winter, you might want to use artificial light sources, such as this one, that imitate daylight to become awake and help you to produce more serotonin. By the way, all of the tools and devices I mentioned in this video are also linked in the description. Once you're up, I can highly recommend tip number 3, exercising. Usually I go to the gym fasted first thing in the morning. On the weekends and on some other days I go for a run or a bike ride during the day. And what I personally found, and again is officially proven by science, exercise helps to reduce fatigue, increases energy levels, and improves sleep quality. Again, these are only small, limited studies, but in general, the message should be clear that exercise is not only healthy in general, but helps to stay fit and reduces fatigue throughout the day. So if you suffer from fatigue, try to incorporate an exercise routine in your daily life. If you're already doing that, let me know in the comments how you experience the impact of exercising on your fatigue and energy levels. Besides exercise, another key not only to a healthy lifestyle, but also to reducing fatigue is the right nutrition. You can make a conscious choice about consuming the right foods and beverages that help you to be fitter and vital throughout the entire day. In general, I myself follow a vegetarian, almost vegan diet that includes only whole foods, legumes, veggies, fruits, nuts, and some yogurt. I'm not saying this is perfect, but from my experience, I can say this type of diet gives me the largest amount of energy compared to other diets. Maybe you have experienced the impact of diet on energy levels yourself? Or how do you feel when you have eaten a large, maybe fatty or ready-made meal for lunch or dinner? Even though there is no golden rule to one's personal nutrition, just try out which types of food make you feel tired and which provide you with more energy. Once you know that, stick to it. Also, drinking enough water is a way to reduce fatigue. If you lose as little as 2% of your body's water, which can only be a few pounds or several hundreds of grams, you can end up with reduced motivation, increased fatigue, and an overall lower level of physical performance. Working out or sweating more heavily can lead to a loss of as much as 6 to 10% of your body's water. Now imagine if you do not drink enough, especially in the summer, you will feel tired and exhausted in no time. Required fluid intake obviously depends on the size, the location, and level of activity of everyone. However, the US National Academies of Sciences, Economics, and Medicine determines an adequate fluid intake for men being around 3.5 liters per day and for women around 2.7 liters. I always have either my 1 liter Nalgene or my thermo bottle next to me to keep track of water intake and just to constantly drink throughout the entire day. Once you worked out, stayed hydrated, and got some nutritious food, I highly recommend spending some time in nature and the woods. It's not only my personal belief and feeling, but there are numerous studies that have confirmed the positive impact of nature, rural surroundings, and forests on health. So spending time outdoors in the woods can significantly decrease depression, anger, stress, and of course, fatigue. Even if you don't have a huge forest or national park in front of your door, it's already worth spending some time in the park or going for a walk near a river or a lake. So even if it's only 10 or 15 minutes in your lunch break, just do it and get some fresh air. Slowly ending the day, let's pick up the topic around serotonin, from which we know impacts our sleep and wake pattern and helps to wake up and stay awake during the day. However, it turns out that your body also requires serotonin to produce your sleeping hormone, melatonin, that makes you feel tired in the evening. So going out and getting daylight helps not only to reduce fatigue throughout the day, but also helps to better sleep at night, which in turn makes you more recovered the next day. Melatonin is primarily impacted by the light-dark cycle. That's why it's helpful to respect this natural pattern and try to not interrupt it. Of course, it might not be possible to forego any source of light nowadays, but according to Harvard Medical School and other research institutes, there's one kind of light that suppresses the secretion of melatonin especially strong: blue light. Blue light is primarily emitted by digital screens, so smartphones, TVs, laptops, and so on. And to get better sleep and be fitter the other day, you should drastically reduce screen time before going to bed or try to reduce blue light emission. This can be done by activating the dark modes in different applications or eye-saving modes on your phone, your computer, or downloading software that helps to reduce blue light. For example, I'm using a software that is called Flux and I love it. Some people even use such glasses that only filter blue light, for example, when watching TV. To further improve the quality of your sleep, which in turn helps to feel less drained and exhausted the next day, there's a variety of things you can and should do. Reduce your bedroom temperature and try to keep it rather chilly than too warm. Also, darken your bedroom and try to eliminate any external lights. Try to reduce any external noise. Try to relax your mind before going to bed, and so on. There are so many more tips to improve your sleep alone. So if you would like me to make a separate video on that, let me know in the comments down below. Otherwise, I'd appreciate some sort of support, be it in the form of another comment, thumbs up, or a subscription. Thank you so much and see you next time.